Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Football Manager 26 here with Pirin, Blagoevgrad here in Prva Liga in the top flight of Bulgarian football, where you can see we have climbed up a little bit to the table. We're now in 7th, so we're in one of the promotion places. So the season we're in today, we would be in a chance to potentially qualify for Europe. And if we win here at home against September Sofia, who is played very well, they're 5-1-2 through the first four, we would be in 5th place. I mean, these other teams will probably play, but we have a match at hand. So even on matches, we would be in 5th place with a win. If we drew, we would technically be, we'd be in 5th place either way, because we have a better goal differential even with a draw than Suzuka 1948. And with a win, obviously, we would have 2 more points as well as a better goal differential. Now, we have done a little bit of transfer business this year, which I hadn't planned on really doing at the start of the year. I thought I was just going to run it back, and maybe that was my fault, right? Maybe we had let it become a little bit too stale around the club, and so I've made a few changes. Ibram has gone out on loan because he was not played as much. Bakhchev is not played, so he adds in a transfer request. Some of our younger players we weren't able to find loans for. Whereas we did sign also Martin Heiderov for 41,000 euros, could get up to 81,000. Box to box player, but the other thing he could really do is he is really good at the long shots. Now, Jean Martin kept shooting the ball, and it's just like, you're not really great at that. Now, again, market of 10 is not great, but positioning off the ball, are both pretty good. Acceleration, stamina of 10, 25-year-old Bulgarian midfielder. Again, Ibram, again, we did send him off to Burgess. Now, he was playing, right, but he still wanted to go. His contract runs out next year. He's like, man, I'm not playing all the time, so can I go out and be a regular starter? Now, we also signed up Nikola Georgiev about a free transfer, another midfielder. We really refreshed the midfield. Again, market of 10, attack lead 12, technique of 11. Really can run, right? 14 acceleration, that's what we like about him. It's his ability to really get out and run. And he is a young player. We did bring up one of our youth players to become one of our center backs because they had asked for a loan, but we were like, no, we're not going to loan him. And we've changed the tactic of just slightly. Our young player that we are going to play is Nikolai Sechkov. He's only 5'8", right? But the strength is good, the stamina is good, the acceleration is getting better. Marking of 11, attacking lead of 12. He's 17 years old. Again, we have an excellent youth recruitment. We did get knocked out in the UEFA Europa Conference League. Got beat 6-0 by Brighton. But I mean, honestly, like we're playing a Premier League side there. Not that surprising, right? We did win 2 rounds in the UEFA Conference League, so that was a little bit different. And you can see we were struggling, right? We were struggling with the match fixtures. We're 5-3-4 through 12. Right? We're here on September the 8th, and we've already played 12 matches. Like that is kind of wild. But you can see we were just right, and then we also had Little Goretz and Levski. Like if we had played the bottom of the table during this time, but we might have had a couple more victories. It might have been a little bit easier for us. The good news is hopefully we're going to be able to get Belasica, our rival, again in the cup here in October. But hopefully now we're able to kind of go on a run and climb back towards the top of the table. I don't think we're probably going to be, challenging for the title this year. I think 4th is probably about as best as we're going to get, maybe. I mean, I know with a victory, we'd go up to 14 points and we'd be 4 off, right? We'd only be 4 off with 2/3 of the season to go, then the 6 of the regular season, then the playoff matches. But I don't think we're going to be able to quite do that. I could ask for a new contract. We have a year, 295 days left. I did get my Continental B licensure. So we are, continuing to, improve our profile here. So we're going to have Kazakov, Dede, Vasiliev, Dachev. Heidarov goes straight into the lineup. Zakovic, Hutsi, Daniel, Kikikao, who is the reason that Ibram wanted to go on loan. Arsov, Ivanov, Kostov. So this is a big match. Again, trying to put ourselves back into that position where we can say, you know what, got off to a bit of a slow start, in the league, but, here's our opportunity to climb high up the table. Does your defensive record, the best in the Prva Liga, give you confidence? Yep. And that is one of the reasons we have kind of made the changes to the midfield we did, because we realized Zakovic is a better marker than Bastudev, who we sold, and Heidarov is a better marker than John Martim, who we transfer listed but nobody wanted. We did invite Kamara, remember his first name right now, who was would have been an amazing player in this league, probably the best player in the league, but we could not afford him, and so he went, I think it was to RKC, which I think is in Belgium. So one of the things I will say, though, as sad as it makes me to say this out loud, I do think we are going to start looking potentially. Nice interception. Nice ball across there to Vasiliev. Wow. Nene. Kazakov. Oh, we need to score that. But, those, we have not played those passes for really, I don't think, ever. That was the best build-up play I think I have ever seen us have. Nene. There we go. Dachev. Oh, dude, yeah, that's just not a good angle. If you're going to get that deep, you almost have to try to, pass the ball back. But I am loving what I'm seeing early on. Again, it is early on. Would like to see a little bit more of the ball, of course, but some very nice attacking play early. Kazakov is up and scoring a lot. That is the one downside, right? Is our strikers have just not been scoring a lot. Can we, let's actually go maybe a little bit more standard, right? Try a little bit more standard passing directness, see what that does. I don't know if we're quite good enough passing-wise to play out of the back. Again, a draw would still get us into 5th place in terms of, the matches, right? Heidarov is starting to get a little fatigued. Dachev, I'm going to pause, sorry. He has 11 stamina. How the hell is he always tired? I understand he has a lot of running to do, but that man is just... My wingers are always exhausted. Yeah, I would say I'm happy so far, right? A little bit more possession would be nice, but overall, I can't really criticize it. I would love to be able to score a goal, but, a draw against a top 5 side, when we did not get off to a good start this year. Yeah. Kazakov's not really giving me anything, so Nikolov is going to come in. Donchev's not giving me a dang thing either. Haderov is exhausted. So Lazar will go for him. And then Shotev for Vasiliev. Now, Vasiliev has actually played really, really well lately. He has played really, really well lately. We will go to standard tempo. Like, it would be nice, lads, if you could freaking score. We're going to try to play more direct. And we're going to be more expressive offensively, or in terms of creativity, and see if maybe that gives us an opportunity to break this deadlock. Nikolov picks up a yellow because, of course, he does. I don't think. Do I even have any subs left? I guess I do. So Hootsie apparently hurt his foot. Can we go attacking? I would love to get a victory. I mean, obviously, I don't want to fall to a late defeat, but pass the ball, not to the other team. Damn. I mean, he won the ball back, but that was just pathetic. Just a stupid pass. Vayaki. Pass the ball. Thank you. Man, though. So Alex Zakovic from Istvan Vayaki, and we might get a late winner. Well, I guess theoretically they have enough time to potentially draw even, but at least that should protect us from the idea of, a defeat. Bukalski is our new captain because we sold Bastudev. He actually has some really good characteristics. And this is big. Like Vayaki with a nice pass. Zakovic runs right in front of Shotev. I mean, honestly, I kind of would have liked Shotev to shoot that because he just does not score. But we are now going to try to waste time as we approach the 90th minute. But again, this would be a massive victory. This would just be a massive victory. It would be our third straight, I think, in the league. Or no, wait, fourth straight. Fourth straight win in the league if we could see it out. Like, just when they do those little, spins without like this, like, I hate that. I hate this stupid spin. Run or go forward. There we go, Nikolov. Oh, God, we just cannot score. Our strikers have given us next to nothing offensively all year. I think they have a combined 2 goals. So we get outpossessed. We do outshoot them 9-6, 6 on target to their 2. Passes, they're a little bit better. Crosses, we were better. 6 fouls to their 7. We do outrun them by 5 kilometers. So we get a victory. We weren't at our best, but we get the victory. Kostov with yet another clean sheet. Hopefully he's able to stay healthy this year. Because he has been incredible. Last year, of course, he fell and hurt his hip and was out for a long time. That was an even greater high that we've seen recently from your side. Is that how you saw it? I'm happy with the way we're played, and more results like this will be very welcome. The whole club, from the locker room to the fans, seems to be buzzing right now. How far can that take you as a team? As of course, soccer is very basic. Happy players beat happy fans, and a club pulling in the same direction gets results on the pitch more often than not. Zakovic scored for your team. I was pleased because we deserved that goal. Yep. Alex was amazing. Print Blagoevgrad has scored a high proportion of their goals from close range. I'm lucky to have some very capable players at my disposal. Yeah, I mean, again, so we had not defeated Arda for 6 straight matches when we beat them 2-1 or 2-0, and that is 4 straight in the league. And again, while I would have loved to advance to the Conference League, what would that have been? What do they call it? The league phase, right? Because they have 6 games. Prize money per draw, 133, 400,000 euros per win. I mean, that would have been amazing. Like, that would have been amazing to been able to get, that kind of wealth. But at the same time, I do think the fact that we are now out of Europe, I think, is allowing the team to really kind of show more of who we are, right? And I do think that that's important. I do think this is important for us to be able to do, because we want to get back to Europe next year. And again, I know. Here's the thing, like that was a big victory. I'm happy with it. We do have some winnable matches coming up again, so I do think we can go on a decent run here. And maybe we do. Maybe we do climb. Maybe we do climb into a title race. Maybe a couple of these teams, obviously, Sofia here after Dobruja at home, that's going to be a massive one, because they're currently in first place. But I do also think, I know this is the 24th of May. I know international football comes out in a couple of days. We might say, hey, can we manage the Bulgarian national team? Is that a thing? That you allow us to do. But I do think I'm at the point in time now where I am about ready to leave. I almost went to FC Rapid at the off season, or at the beginning of the season, to go home to Romania. But I was just like, you know what? No, I want to come back for another year, try to make sure that this club, which I do love, like, they frustrate me when we show up against the 3 biggest teams in the league and my players just always play like crap. And maybe we need a different tactic for them, and that's something I'll think about. But because I really would love to win some kind of a trophy. I mean, we have won the one trophy. We have won a trophy. We won the lower league. We got promoted, right? But you can see they've never won the top flight, and they've never won the Kupa. That would be really cool, But I don't know. Right, the stadium is okay. The field condition is okay. It is corporate is adequate. I am gonna ask. This is what I'm gonna ask for this year. Right, is to see if we could get even better academy coaching, and maybe try to upgrade the youth facilities. I know it was 1.7 euros to get to good training facilities, right? And if I could get that, both of those things get approved by the board, I don't. Then it's time to leave. I just think it's time to leave. We've been here closing in on 1,200 days, almost 130 matches. we bought 22 players, we've sold 12, and we released 7. So we really only, not counting the youth, right? We have a net positive of 3 there. I am. Where in the heck did this dude go? Like they what just happened? Sorry, I do apologize here for making this episode long, but like, where did their manager go? Um, because I'm so confused right now because they just hired somebody this year. They had just hired a manager this year, and now he's already left. Okay, I guess that's interesting. Um, I'm not going to apply for it, but that is just, you're in third place. Did they fire him? Maritimo in Portugal. This would be interesting. Um, wow. Okay, so so the lower levels. That's where they basically have won all their matches, so, or all their trophies. But I do think I need to try to get up to a higher league. I do think 4 years. You know, we're probably got to be here long enough to at least ensure that they're in the top flight for another year, and then we can kind of move on. But anyway, thank you everybody. Take care, and I will talk to y'all later.